Today I'm sharing with you how I turned this whole area into a flower garden and a raised garden bed area. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, I will tell you even how much it costs in order to do this so you can do it too. Let me start by saying this is an older fountain area. It's been around for a long time. When I say a long time, about 10 years I think. Everything on the inside of it had pretty much died out that was originally planted. And the only thing left was pretty much a few monkey grass plants. So just like when you start any project, you need to go ahead and remove everything from it. And if you've seen a few of my videos, you've seen this handheld tiller before. I swear I use this thing religiously now because I feel like it's one of those tools I need to use for every project. Having said that, we pretty much tilled up the entire inside to loosen up all that soil and to get rid of those old roots in order to put down some of these nice flowers. The great thing about these flowers is they are perennials, so that means they're going to come back year after year no matter what we do. And that's great because the entire point of this project was to set up a flower garden for my neighbor's anniversary as a gift to his wife. So if you're trying to set up your own mini flower garden, you can always just get you any perennial plants that will come back year after year and then just build on from there. And probably the hardest part of the entire project was pretty much having a vision for this thing, making sure that we knew exactly where we wanted to put the flowers and also build our raised garden beds. So it's best to go ahead and lay everything out before you start really planting things and filling up your raised garden beds with dirt. And as you lay things out, you can rearrange things a lot easier because this is how we originally saw that the flower bed would be set up, but we eventually changed it, which you'll see at the end. And for those who have never built a raised garden bed, I highly recommend getting pressure treated wood. And yes, I know it's one of those big no-nos according to all you old timers. But in order to build you 6 raised garden beds, you really need 9 2x10x8s and a few decking screws. But real quick, let's go back to the topic pressure treated wood, using that as your raised garden bed in order to grow food in. See, there's so many people that remember pressure treated wood was pressure treated with arsenic. But that has completely changed, and you will see a lot of successful gardeners who make videos build and use and grow their own food out of pressure treated lumber. Having said that, you will see this project really took my entire family in order to finish this thing, and it took about 2 whole days. Now, it only took about 2 hours to build the raised garden beds, but it took me about 3 hours to 4 hours finding the right plants and getting enough dirt to fill up these raised garden beds. So if you do decide to take on a project this big, just know in advance it's going to take you a while not only to build this stuff and lay it out, but also plant the actual plants and backfill everything in. And I've told many people in person before, but the best thing about gardening really is spending the time with my family. It's an actual way to be around them, and they actually think you're giving them the time. And truly you are, but you're actually working and you're secretly building memories and they don't even know it. Now, I promised you at the beginning of the video, I was going to tell you exactly how much everything costs if you stuck around to the very end. And here were the 2 main, most expensive things about this whole entire project. The first thing is obviously the wood, which really cost us about $150 in material. That didn't even include the screws and the bench you're about to see me build here in a second. The next expensive part of it is the entire plants that you buy for everything. It's not the vegetable plants, it's more about the flowering plants. And those roughly cost us around $200 as well. But you can't even have plants unless you have soil, which was the most expensive part of the entire project because we had about 42 bags of soil, and that didn't include our go-to bags of black cow as well. Now, going back to the amount of time we spent on this entire project, I mentioned that it took an entire 2 days to do this. So that means the majority of the time we used setting up all these plants and getting them planted in. It took so much time, I even got my wife to be on camera in order to do all this stuff. And because she was so comfortable doing it, you may see her in a lot more of our videos. Now, the shocking thing is, she kept these plants alive, which she can't even keep her own plants alive. But she just really wanted to help me pull this off. She even went on Google, found out exactly what plants work well with another, which is also called companion planting, and planted them all together. And if you've seen most of my videos, you know that I have never mentioned companion planting. And she never watches any gardening videos, not even my own. She can't stand them. And as we started to wrap things up, this is a very good shot of my entire family. But what good is a garden if you can't even sit there and look at it like you really enjoy it? And it's also there in case you get tired of gardening and want to sit down. But to make one of these benches, you need to make it 18 inches tall at the highest board. That is the perfect height for one of these benches. And there are several videos out there to show you how to do it, but if you want to see one, just let me know. So here comes the grand reveal, and $600 later in materials, this is what it looks like with the bench, with everything filled up and ready to go, ready to start this 2024 gardening season. And always remember, you can grow all the same stuff with us because we ship plants straight to your door. So go ahead and tell us how we did.